Being impacted by the same system. You see the pitter patter of raindrops there with our live shot outside. We've got the rain falling in the CLE right now. The heavy stuff is out of here. It's just kind of a steady rain right now, kind of steaming in downtown Cleveland as well. You see the Key Tower there with some of the low clouds and that low level moisture kind of sitting around. Just a beautiful shot of downtown. My goodness. Can we zoom into Progressive Field? Okay, I didn't know if this was on demand zooming or whatever we had, but great shot there out in the rain. In terms of the rain here this morning, yeah, you've got a wet morning commute. That wet morning commute is eventually going to give way to some drier pavement later on this morning. And then we're going to do it all over again. We've got more scattered rain and storms in the forecast today. And then tomorrow, it's going to start to feel much different outside. We're going to shift the wind around as this low heads east, and it's going to turn cool, blustery, and not so nice in terms of temperatures. We'll talk more about that here in the forecast. 53 right now, still hanging on to some raindrops over at Hopkins. Here's that line that went through. We had some rumbles of thunder with it as well. Now it's just a general soaking rainfall. This is actually really good for our area soils. We've gotten a little bit dry here over the last couple weeks. We've got a general downpour heading into Ashtabula County, Cuyahoga County, back down towards Akron. You see the rain there. Portage County, you're locked in. Becomes a little bit more scattered as it's starting to come to an end for you. Dover, New Philly, down towards the Akron-Canton Airport. And then one final downpour there in Medina. Same thing for you in Strongsville. And then it's outbound, and we should start to dry things out for the latter half of that morning rush. You see this, there's just a bunch of low pressure systems. There's a low here, there's a swirl here, swirl here. Systems aren't always organized. There's not just a low usually that has a cold front attached to it like you draw on a weather map, but there tends to be kind of a messy look, and that's what we've got right now. Today, though, we'll focus on that low back towards Indiana. As it pinwheels in, we're going to spark some more storms, kind of like what we just did overnight. And some of these could be on the stronger side. This isn't a big risk for severe weather. It's a 1 out of 5, but we'll have to keep an eye on these. I think some of these could be on the strong side early this afternoon. You see this low pressure still out towards our west. There's the band of rain that moves through. And then overnight tonight, this low settles over Lake Erie. And look at this thing just rotating around. Problem tomorrow, though, is this wind is going to shift to the northwest. And that's not a warming wind. It's going to be much different. So let's take a local look here. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. We get a little sunshine, not the best, because that's going to fuel any thunderstorms that develop this afternoon. Our model indicating we get pretty good development around 2, 3 o'clock. Again, some of these could be on the stronger side. Damaging winds and hail will be your primary risks. Cannot rule out isolated tornado. I don't say that to scare. I just say what the atmosphere is capable of today. We'll have to keep a close eye on this afternoon. Once that rotates through, we're fine with a severe threat, but we're starting to shift that wind around. And notice the showers this evening. This is tomorrow morning's rush hour. The wind is now coming off the lake, and it's becoming quite gusty. Temperatures tomorrow are going to hold right near 50 all day long. We'll likely have a wind chill during the day tomorrow, and ditto that on Friday, except we'll have more sun outside of the areas that are getting rain near the lakeshore. And I think the main winners in this are going to be along the lakeshore. It's almost like a lake effect setup that we get into tomorrow, where we could end up with anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain before all is said and done. When do we lose the rain chance? Well, Saturday can't rule out a pop-up, but by Sunday and Memorial Day itself, we look better. Temperatures, though, are below average all the way through Monday. Not bad, but still, I mean, we're 20 degrees below average here. The good news about the cool air is we keep the humidity at bay. We're looking at very comfortable air, at least through next week. Long range forecast, we say goodbye to this low, and then there's not a lot coming at us. There's a lot around us for the weekend, so we have to keep a close eye on the track of these systems. Overall, our next shot at rain in my book is going to arrive on Tuesday of next week. Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast. There's your chilly Thursday and a Friday. As we mentioned yesterday, at least we're getting this out of the way now. We can enjoy a pretty pleasant weekend around here. Memorial Day itself looks good for observances and parades and ceremonies. And then next week, finally, back near average in the 70s by Thursday.